There remains uncertainty over what the new October 31 deadline for Britain to leave the European Union might bring. Countries trading with both the EU and Britain are now considering various scenarios that may affect bilateral and multilateral agreements. CGTN's Angelo Coppola takes a look at the potential impact Brexit will have on South Africa's economy.
For the South African Customs Union, which includes South Africa and Mozambique, who are negotiating with the United Kingdom, it's now a wait-and-see approach. There's one scenario that concerns the South African Customs Union, though, and that's a withdrawal that leads to Britain being left outside the EU Customs Union immediately or in the medium term.
And in that event, the British have published a tariff schedule, and that tariff schedule says that for South Africa, all of the fruit-based exports, including wine and all of the fresh and processed fruit, would enter duty-free. There would be duties on motor products, and that is the big concern for South Africa. There would be duties on meat products, and that would be a big concern for our neighbours. And there would be duties on sugar, which would also be a concern for us and for our neighbours.
Davies says the fruit-based exports and any possible action in that sector has more to do with Southern European producers wanting to protect their market share and using citrus black spot regulations to keep the South Africans out.
We would anticipate that a country like Britain on its own would be maybe more accommodating and amenable on regulations like this and be in line with, for example, the United States, which doesn't have the same regulations on citrus black spot.
A major concern is the impact of Brexit on the South African and European auto sectors. It's to do with the rules of origin on components and the highly integrated auto plants in the EU, Britain, and to a lesser extent South Africa.
Under the rules of origin that we have in our bilateral arrangement for the duty-free access that we have into Europe, which is nearly a quarter of our trade with the European Union, we would have components from both Britain and the EU27 and South Africa recognized in the rules of origin. And so the question would arise if Britain were to leave and there was no agreement, what would happen to the recognition of inputs? That's the issue that's outstanding with us. It's called cumulation.
South African industry leaders are waiting on tenterhooks to see what happens with Brexit, and only then will they be able to make any firm decisions. I'm Angelo Coppola for CGTN in Johannesburg, South Africa.